Forrest Fenn announces his treasure has been found. From the article, Forrest Fenn said the chase is over and claims his treasure has been found. "It's true," he said in a phone call Sunday, adding that the finder of his chest located his valuable goods in the wilderness a few days ago. Fenn did not want to give any clues as to where the treasure was found or who found it. The guy who found it does not want his name mentioned. "He's from back east," he said, adding that it was confirmed from a photograph the man sent him. Fenn posted clues to the treasure's whereabouts online and in a 24-line poem that was published in his 2010 autobiography The Thrill of the Chase. He recovered from the illness and in 2010 self-published The Thrill of the Chase, a memoir, a collection of short stories from his life. He describes a treasure chest that he says contains gold nuggets, rare coins, jewelry, and gemstones. He goes on to write that he hid the chest in the mountains somewhere north of Santa Fe. Fenn says that the stories in the book contain hints to the chest's location as well as the poem found in the chapter Gold and More, which contains 9 clues that will lead a searcher to the chest. Fenn's book and story prompted a treasure hunt in the Rocky Mountains of New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana. Its value has been estimated as high as $2 million, depending on the appraisal of the items. Unsolved cases where the victim was found in a bizarre unlikely location. This message is translated at the request of the U.S. government. Bulworth has issued a national purge attack. At 22:33 a.m. Eastern Time, a purge progress of USA. Lock all your window and doors, keep lights shut, turn off the air conditioning system, go to sleep or use the no-tired glasses, you can go to school. After FBI agent and special weapons and tactics search to continue the location, he has all weapons, minigun, Desert Eagle, grenade launcher, grenade, Molotov, gun, and AK-47. Do not go outside, lock your room with no window, go to sleep or move to the basement or hide shelter. National purge needs to attack. Boys' room and girls' room are locked door and window and lock the door with no window. Cover your ears, keep shut your eyes, do not answer the door, stay at home until further notice. Mystery at the Oslo Plaza. In a room at the Oslo Plaza Hotel, a young, elegant woman is found dead, with a gunshot wound to the head. Why did she check in under a false name? Why are the labels removed from her clothes? Why has no one reported her missing? There are so many twists to this case. In a room at the Oslo Plaza Hotel, a young, elegant woman is found dead, with a gunshot wound to the head. Why did she check in under a false name? Why are the labels removed from her clothes? Why has no one reported her missing? After 22 years, her grave is reopened. Listed her age as 21. It seemed an obvious suicide. The lack of back spatter and the lack of powder residue in this case, both on the weapon and on the hands, is surprising, says Dr. Karger. Quickly it became a nightmare for investigators. Fake name, clothing labels removed, and nothing at all in the room to indicate the young woman's identity. No passport, wallet or keys. Not even toiletries or makeup, just a cologne bottle that was almost empty. Why had the plaza woman, as she was now being called, booked a room for 2 people if she was coming alone? Why was there no trace of her journey? Where did she obtain the illegal gun? Did she bring it with her to Norway, or did she get it here? If so, from whom? Why choose Oslo, if her only goal was to die? And why bring so much ammunition, 34 rounds, if she planned to kill only herself? Jennifer Furgate was not sitting in her room preparing to die. She was away for almost an entire 24-hour period. The previous time the door had been opened with the plaza woman's card was at 8:34 a.m. on Thursday. That means Jennifer Furgate left the room at some point between 8:34 a.m. and 12:44 p.m. and did not return until the next day, at 8:50 a.m. What? That means the room was empty for a minimum of 20 hours, and for a maximum of 24. Where was she? Elsewhere in the hotel? If so, she must have known someone after all. Was she wandering the streets of Oslo for a whole day and night? Could she have been with someone at another place in Oslo, or in another city? That would mean she knew someone in Norway, or had reason to meet someone. On Friday at 8:06 p.m., Jennifer Furgate orders food from the hotel's room service. At 8:23 p.m. the food is delivered. Kristen Anderson, who brings the food, notices how tidy the room is. It looks untouched, as does the bed. Police had a variety of theories. Could the plaza woman be part of a major drug operation where something went wrong, so that she either had to kill herself or be killed by others? Did she work for a secret intelligence service? Was that why she had removed all identity clues? Was she a professional assassin who had come to Norway to kill someone? Was she a high-end prostitute who operated in fine hotels? Was she just a depressed woman who came to Oslo to kill herself? The Plaza woman was even checked out in connection with a specific mafia case in Italy. But the reply from the Italian police was negative. She was not mafia boss Leoluca Bagarella's missing wife. She had no handbag, no glasses, house keys, car keys, sunglasses, nothing to read, and no handkerchief or lipstick. The pictures of the deceased show a pretty, elegant young woman, carefully made up. She was clearly someone concerned with her looks, clothes and style. Why no toiletries bag? No makeup? The autopsy pictures show clean, attractive teeth, but there was no toothbrush in the room. The only personal effect found in the hotel room was a cologne bottle on the small table by the window. But it contains a men's scent, Ungaro pour l'homme 1, described as powerful and masculine, which all the same does not preclude a woman's using it. Most also say it would be natural to have another pair of shoes. Of course, anyone can forget something when packing for a trip, but this is really striking. Jennifer has 4 jackets, 1 blouse, 1 sweater and 4 bras, but only 1 pair of silky shorts and no trousers and or skirt? And could all this fit into the little turquoise travel bag? No, something is missing, not only clothing items but something to carry them in. The problem is that so few witnesses actually saw Jennifer Fergate. Vigdis Valo, 52, of Rorvik, Norway, was a room steward at the Plaza, responsible for cleaning on the 28th floor. On Thursday 1st of June, the day after the Plaza woman's check-in, Valo cleaned room 2805 with a young co-worker in training. The room was empty as the two cleaned. "The girl I had with me did the bath while I took the room," explains Valo. "I was done a little before her, and while I waited I noticed a pair of shoes under the baggage shelf." That is of interest because when the Plaza woman was found dead in the same room 2 days later, she was wearing a pair of black Italian shoes, and no other shoes were in the room. If Jennifer was out of the room as it was being cleaned on Thursday, she must either have left the room barefoot or had an extra pair of shoes at that time. So one pair of shoes, it seems, was missing when she died. A retired policeman, Storm Olsen, has not been able to forget about her. She was an elegant lady. Why did she come to Oslo and check into the Plaza? Was there something else she had in mind doing? We looked into many groups and social backgrounds but found nothing. We thought maybe it was a drug case, or that she was supposed to carry out a mission for someone. Lots of police units were involved. If she was sent to kill someone, who was it? We searched but never found any answers. The luxury hotel in Oslo used key cards in 1995. When Jennifer Fergate was found dead, the door was double locked from the inside. With the Plaza's locking system, guests could turn the inside door handle up and down to make sure the door was locked at night. The same technique would work from outside if you inserted the keycard before lifting the door handle, but not everyone knew that. What is the strangest thing about it? That she went to such lengths to not be identified. That is very unusual. She must have been in a desperate situation, but it's hard to say why, because we don't know who she was. There may well have been something criminal about it, he says. The mysterious disappearance of a Finnish teenager in a cruise ship to Sweden. Nika Petronen, 19, from Pimeo disappeared from a cruise ship called Viking Isabella on June 2006. Nika had just recently graduated for his occupation and he didn't have suicidal thoughts. He left to the cruise after a quick whim together with his 5 friends. Originally Nika was not supposed to join the cruise, but another friend had cancelled his trip, so Nika went instead. The cruise started particularly vivaciously for the youngsters, shopping and drinking alcohol. The youngsters partied in the nightclub of the ship where Nika met 2 Asian women who he accompanied till the late hours of the night. The other members of the boy group preferred to stay only with each other since their English skills weren't sufficient enough. Niku's night continued in that nightclub till 2:30 a.m. when his friends made their final sighting of the man. Niku told his friends that he'll wait the Asian women from the bathroom to ask their email addresses. After that he promised to come back to the nightclub. At 3:45 a.m., a surveillance camera recorded the final sighting of Nika Petronen. In the images, Petronen and the 2 Asian women were walking in a cabin hallway. After this sighting, Nika was not seen again. Police started quickly the searching of Nika from the ship. The ship's passenger lists and surveillance camera recordings were investigated, but for example the Asian women were not found from the passenger list. The deck's surveillance cameras were not operating on this cruise, so it can't be known if Nika fell into the sea. Most likely the secret of Niku's disappearance would get solved if the Asian women were found. The police is guessing the women are most likely living in Sweden, but there has been no tips received from the surveillance camera pictures published on the main newspapers of Finland and Sweden. Most likely the secret of Niku's disappearance would get solved if the Asian women were found. The police is guessing the women are most likely living in Sweden, but there has been no tips received from the surveillance camera pictures published on the main newspapers of Finland and Sweden. It is also possible that Nika could have exited the ship in Stockholm. Nika was not seen exiting the ship by walking in Stockholm's harbor, though. Passengers exiting the vehicle deck are not being recorded by surveillance cameras either.